Ladies and gentlemen, what is up? Welcome to the pilot of our new show, 8 Bits, where JP and I decide, you know what? We're tired of fucking talking about esports 12 times a week with the same discussions over and over, and we need to talk about some other shit. And that's exactly what we are here to do on 8 Bits. And again, this is a pilot of a show, so everything you see is subject to change. Imagine this is our alpha build, JP.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I'm really excited to do this. I know we've been talking about this for a while, and we both have history in general gaming. Of course, you know, me with...
We've played a video game before, one might say.
Yeah, exactly. But what do you think?
Yeah, I think you kind of covered all the bases. Like, everything is subject to change, from graphics to intro to maybe even adding a rotating third guest. It's something that we've talked about. We both have pretty deep contact list in the general video game world. So maybe even already lined up some guests. Don't really know. We're kind of just... We're doing what we've always said to do, and that's just do it.
Just do it.
And that's what this is, man. This is us just doing it. So we'll see how it goes. And at the end of the day, like, we would love for you guys. The reason for doing a pilot is because we want to know what you guys like or dislike about the show, or anything else that you want to see on the show. That's kind of what we're doing this for.
Right, exactly. And you know what, JP? I might as well get it out of the way right now, because I'm going to hear it 1,000 billion times.
What's that? Oh yeah,
show.
I know. I know where this is going.
About like, wait a second, this is not epileptic gaming. And you're right, it's not. It's like, just say another stepping stone. Like, JP and I have been talking about doing something not esports related for a while, and this seemed appropriate because epileptic gaming is for a studio environment, and until that studio environment can be achieved, like, we've got to have an outlet, and so this is going to be it. But the good news is it's going to allow me to focus on also doing some more call and brawl with Suma. So here you go. If this sucks, then JP will blame it on me, and we'll just not do it anymore. But the general consensus of the show is that each week we come up with 8 major things that we should be talking about as far as gaming is concerned. These things are, anything from news items to the new releases of the week to, reviewing whatever those 8 things might be. But of course, this week is special, JP, because we've got E3, so a lot of items. But first, I ask you, what have you been playing, sir?
Yeah, so this is kind of like that general thing that all video game shows / podcasts do, and it's what you've been playing. So why not just get it out of the way at the start of the show?
Right.
Demon Souls is probably the #1 thing I've been playing the most recently. I was talking to you a little bit prior to the show, and I don't know what it is about those games, man, but when they first came out, I was like, I'm never going to play that game. Like, it's just too fucking hard. How is that fun? What is the fun in that? And then when Dark Souls finally came out for the PC, I ended up buying that the first week and just loved it. I beat it, I think, in about 2 weeks or so. And now, since I can finally capture PS3 games, like, I'm playing the original, and it's just fun, man. And I'm not reading the chat. Like, the sense of exploration in that game is unrivaled as far as I'm concerned. Like, in any other game that I've played, it's just knowing that you can turn a corner and just die immediately makes it such a suspenseful game, and it's just, dude, it happens every second, man. It's so awesome.
There's so many funny stories I can remember just from playing the game, and Force, one of my buddies, I remember, in the first level of Demon Souls, you remember there's one point where you run atop a castle, and there's a dragon, right?
Oh, yeah. I've already cleared all that stuff.
Right. So, at one point in the game, I don't even remember how he got himself in this situation, but he just decided that he was going to kill the dragon with a bow.
Yeah, and I think you can, right?
You can, but you have to understand, he was such a low level, JP, that it took him 4 hours to kill this dragon with the bow, and it was just the most horrible thing I think I've ever watched anyone do. I did not watch the duration of it, but it was just, he was just over and over. But that game is so good. The way that it unravels and layers, it has a perfect amount of grinding. And I don't know why is it people want to put themselves through torture.
I don't even
enjoyment.
like it. Like it looks like that if you're watching it, but if you're actually playing it, I don't feel like it's a laborious process. I don't feel like I'm like I told you this before, where I got through the first level and the first boss in Demon Souls this week without dying, and then I ended up dying, I think, to, I don't know, something random, and I just got so upset immediately, and I was like, whoa, wait a minute, like I'm gonna die a billion times in this game, like I can't get upset, and now I'm just like really happily playing, and I love that the game has things where you can either jump down this thing and you're either going to live because of a random thing that's supposed to happen, or it's just the game being a fucking asshole and you're gonna die
and screws you over, right?
and so far I've just died every single time. I know eventually that there's going to be that one time where you get like a special item because of like the perfect example is the part where you saw the dragons, where I think your friend was talking about. They burn the bridge and there's items scattered across the bridge, but you can only really get one or two at a time. Otherwise, you're going to get killed in one shot. And like the first 5 or 6 times through there, I didn't get one of the items. And the last time through there, I ended up getting the spear, which is the spear shield combo is kind of, it's not lame, but it's just strong because you can block the entire time as well as like attack at the same time.
Right.
And that just like, it made the game a lot easier. But the only way you can really like get that is if you take that risk reward factor, and there's not a lot of games that do that, man. And I'm sad that I'm playing it now that I didn't play it then.
Are there still people playing it like that invade and whatnot? Like
I haven't been invaded yet. I've seen a lot of the I've actually like scared the shit out of myself where it's really tense and I'm like waiting for something to come forward, and then like the little like hologram moves with other players, and there's still a lot of those. The hints so far in the game, people can drop hints if you haven't played it before, where it's just like, look out, trap in front of you or something like that.
They were always bullshit, man.
Now every single one has like been really good. It's like enemy left or enemy forward or something like that.
Because in the early days, it was just a giant meta troll, JP. And like, is he telling the truth or is he not?
That's fucking awesome, man.
I don't know.
So cool. In my opinion, that is what like makes, just another thing that makes that game so great. So yeah, I'm in like the second world. I think I've killed 3 or 4 bosses so far, and it's really rough streaming that because obviously it's a fun game to watch someone play for the first time, but as the streamer you can't actually read the chat or everything will be spoiled for you, so there's like no chat interaction. But it's still fun. I'm still having a blast with that game.
That's good.
Other than that, I played a little bit more Marvel Heroes when it's now live. You can actually just play it. It's free to play. Yeah, someone ended up buying me I think it's the X-Force package or something like that. So you get like 4 heroes, and it's like very mediocre. And the heroes are like, I think Spider-Man and Iron Man are like $20.
Let's just be. Let me introduce the general gaming djWHEAT to you. Marvel Heroes is the most fucking plain, generic, money-grabbing fucking character use I have ever played in a long time. It's bad, JP. It's so fucking... It tries to cash in on Diablo while cashing in on fucking Marvel Heroes.
One of the devs is actually an ex-Diablo dev. Believe it or not.
Dude, the game is garbage.
Yeah. Well, what it is it's a game that is trying to cash in, like you said, on that fandom of the Marvel universe, and I might actually like just play through all the chapters, sweet, because I want to see.
You know, that's the only saving grace.
Yeah.
Is that it has a story to go along with it. And that'll drive a lot of people, JP. But, you know, if you're hoping that this is going to be the next big in-game fucking play for it's not. It is not. It is not. Fuck. It's so
I think yesterday someone hit the level cap, which is 60. I think you can beat the game around like level 20, and then you have to grind like some like random instance that drops from a rare key that you can buy, and like I don't know. It's
garbage. Let's just say what it is.
It's a free to play Diablo clone.
Is it free to play?
Yeah.
Oh.
You you can choose from 5 heroes. I think it's Scarlet Witch, Daredevil, The Thing, Hawkeye.
Okay, and then right. So see, Mini, that's the kind of game that Mini Wheat is gonna probably love.
Probably, and you're gonna end up paying it, dude.
I won't pay shit.
Iron Man and Spider-Man and probably a couple others are $20.
Fuck that noise.
A single character is $20, and the skins. There's like 5 or 6 skins per character, maybe a little less, maybe a little more. I want to say they're like
that, JP.
$5 or $10 each.
We're not
like
doing that.
It's just astronomical how high those prices are for that. So I played a little bit of that, and other than that, just the normal like Dota 2. It's kind of the relaxing game, believe it or not, where I don't stream it. That's kind of the late night gaming or the early morning gaming.
Not surprised. That is so
and yeah, that's about it. Valkyria Chronicles a little bit, just because I love that game so much, and I wanted something to test out the PS3 capture. So I streamed a little bit of that, but. Other than that, what have you been playing, man?
Well, so aside from just some, some good old SE2, Kingdom Rush Frontiers, which I'm going to talk about a little bit later during one of the bits.
Yeah.
Fucking fantastic. And admittedly, I can't, it's just going to be hard for me to talk about JP, but
yeah,
dude, War Thunder is really good. Like,
wait. Is that the flying one?
Yes, yes. It's basically World of Tanks, but it's planes, and it's not by the same company. So it's like another Russian company who's like, we can. I fucking want to do a Russian.
Just play the new Wolfenstein trailer.
We will do it better. We will make this game much better. This fucking tank game is a piece of shit. So we will make it so you fly the plane will fly, it'll be much fucking more fun, and then we'll add the tank later because no one actually wants to drive a fucking slow ass tank because these planes are already fucking slow. So why do you want to? And that is why we will fucking be better than World of Tanks. And it's
so is it
they're
good?
making World of Airplanes, and so it's like they went backwards. It's good. It's
I want to say that I saw Tally streaming that on like his Subs Sunday stream. One of his subs submitted it, and it looked enjoyable. Like it looked cool because it was like a dogfight of 12v12 from what I could tell. I haven't played it yet though.
Like you said, it was relaxing, like Dota 2. It's right now my relaxed game. Like, I'm going to go fucking shoot some bitches down from the sky, and I'm going to go bomb some stuff. And
you like queue up the Flight of the Valkyries and start playing?
Nah, I just like play. Like, it's pretty hilarious because sometimes, like, I'll be watching, like last night I was watching the games, and I was like playing a little bit of War Thunder, and I like look over and I'm like watching an engagement, and I'm watching it go down and go down. All of a sudden, like I just fly into a fucking mountain or something. Like it's pretty bad, but it's like nothing lost, right?
Right.
It's kind of fun though. I don't talk any more about it. It's a free to play game as well.
Is it objective based or is it just DM?
Every
or is there
map is different. Every map has some level of objective, whether that be to like capture an airfield. It's a ticket based like Battlefield style. So all of the ground units count as some like a measure of tickets. So as you kill the ground units and stuff and deplete. So there's definite roles, man. It's cool. Like at first you go in and you think it's just planes flying around, but then you realize like, okay, here's the light fighters that are fighting, and as a light fighter, you're not gonna fucking shoot down one of those big ass bombers. Like they will eventually fuck you up, and it takes a while before you actually learn that. And are like, okay, well, I need this type of plane in order to go after it. But it's one of those games too that's like it's ADD satisfying because you fucking into level. It's like, your crew raised to level 2. It's like, you shot down 5 planes, you get 1,000 XP. It's just always giving you shit for, it's like, you logged in for the 5th time.
That's the free-to-play model, man.
Exactly.
That means it's a good free-to-play game where it rewards you like that.
Yeah. So
unlike Marvel Heroes, where it's like, you've logged in for the 9th time, and now you got to spend $30 to buy a fucking hero.
It's like, yes, you want this armor. You want to play Iron Man?
Apparently, everyone that made Marvel Heroes is Russian as well.
Yeah, they might be. You never know. Anyway, all right, let's go on. Let's start with our bits, because if we go at this rate, we'll never actually get through the whole show.
Well, that's how these things go. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So the first thing is going to be number one, pre-E3 announcements. If you've been under a rock, you probably don't know that E3 is next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, running throughout the week. This means that you're probably going to be glued to social media, to the Twitch channel, to all the live streaming that'll be going on, because probably more than any this year, JP, like, you will be able to get access to so much shit. Like, there's so much live stream, so much coverage.
Let's just be honest. Like, E3 for me is a magical week. It literally is the week where I can just sit down and like see what's coming, and I'm so excited for it. Like, I enjoy the letdowns of E3 more. So I enjoy the GIFs that come out of E3. Like, it's just an awesome week. And then this is the next generation, like literally the next generation E3, where you're going to see what we're going to be playing the next couple of years. And that is just, it's going to be a crazy week. I cannot wait for Monday.
That's the most important part, JP, is that this is an E3 that actually will be historic, because we are going into a new era of consoles and game development and ideas and genres that will carry it for the next, like you said, 6-7 years. Unless there's some major breakthrough in technology, it's going to be a while before we see something else. And so, to me, it's always interesting because, the best games of any system come at the end of a cycle. Sure. So anytime an amazing game can come at the beginning of the cycle,
it's awesome. It's killer. We get a Super Mario 64 this generation. It's going to be awesome.
Right,
it's going to be amazing. I don't know if we will. Who knows? We'll have to wait till Monday. But, yeah, let's just run through the bullet points here. First game, of course, that was already – I don't consider mobile games to be games, but maybe that's just very, short-sighted of me. But Deus Ex has been announced as a new mobile game. It was teased as the fall, and I guess it's the fall to mobile gaming. Like, why are they doing – why is it a mobile game?
Square Enix has really been hitting the mobile gaming market hard, both in normal game sales and a lot in free-to-play game conversions. Like they turned what was the Theater Rhythm? They put that on mobile. Worked really great. But then they've released this new tactics game, Final Fantasy Tactics. It's fake tactics and all free-to-play, and they release a lot of the these RPG that have episodic elements, and apparently it must be working good, JP, because they keep releasing shit.
Who is buying this
However,
shit?
dude,
damn it.
Keep in mind it's like a global thing, and I even admittedly have bought. I probably have 3 or 4 of the Final Fantasy RPGs on my remake, the HD remake, But the important thing is that the graphics that these tablets are now capable of are amazing, JP. And so actually you're going to say it's Deus Ex is coming out. This is their big announcement. This looks pretty amazing for being for being on a tablet. And these games are getting better and better. And I want to see more publishers making stuff like this. I think that it's really great.
And I think that video that's in the doc shows some gameplay. I'm not sure exactly.
Yeah, there's a little bit. I showed just a tiny bit because a lot of it's a lot of it that you see it kind of off camera. So I'll show a little bit more. There's one other thing I want to mention, JP, is that a game like this, I'm fucking slow clapping, dude, all the way to E3, man. I'm getting on the plane. I'm still slow clapping, But let's be real, and as it becomes evident when you see this video, these types of games on tablets, playing them FPS style, it fucking sucks.
Yeah, it's terrible. No one's done that yet.
You cannot create controls that are going to wow me in that unless they are just intuitive to touch format. FPSs, look, who is going to release the damn controller, JP? Who's I have that SteelSeries one. It's amazing. It's like a dual stick. I want to play these games with it, but it's there's no support for it. There's this weird disconnect, because I guarantee you I would play more of this shit if I had better control schemes.
Yeah,
I just want to lay it down and sit there and like, ah.
Sure. I mean, I'm looking at the footage right now that was just on screen. Like, I don't know. Maybe I guess the nerd in me just wanted another Deus Ex game, like a full-fledged AAA title game. But if it goes to mobile and it does well, maybe that'll like get them to make it, or they'll just make another one, but another mobile game. But I don't know.
Well, we'll see how it's received at E3. It is
Sure, yeah.
I know a lot of people have been giving a lot of hate to Square Enix, just like, what are you guys doing? But again, like, I don't think they're just repeating steps to fail. Like, they must be making money on the mobile side.
Oh, I'm sure they. I mean, there's no doubt that they're making money.
Yeah.
It's just everyone wants the next Final Fantasy to not be a piece of shit. That's the biggest thing. And so far, they've released Final Fantasy 13 3 times and hasn't been the best each time.
All right, JP.
But let's move on.
Let's move on. So later on, we're going to talk about or have a discussion on whether or not the rhythm genre is dead. But you know what? JP puts this shit in the script, and then suddenly I think, well, fuck, man, it's not dead because we've got fucking glowing orbs and dancing and fireworks going off. And oh my God, look at this. She's got some flare going, some lens flares, some fireballs, doing some Avatar shit. He's controlling the beat right now. She's got fire and ice. He's using some sort of a dark energy to create the music. What I thought this was actually going to be gameplay, but apparently
there is no gameplay in this trailer.
Life.
Not a single bit of gameplay.
Oh my God, it's Husky is making stuff in there. There he is doing some more light shows.
There is no gameplay in this trailer. The actors look terrible. The music sounds really weird because they're like remixing it all. I watched last night on GTTV, which of course Game Trailers does that Spike TV thing every Thursday night at like midnight or whatever hour they get in at. But I don't understand what the fuck the game is. They like showed in-game stuff, and there's just like these weird abstract shapes going on the screen, and they don't show the they don't show the person playing in the room.
Yeah.
So I guess you're like using your hands to like connect these shapes, and the way that they describe it is that there's classical music involved, and I think the story, quote unquote story, is that you are Yidsid's apprentice now.
I buy every rhythm game for this story, JP. Yeah. That's for goddamn sure.
They've been working on it for like 2 years, and I just don't know.
If there's a company that can pull it off, though, JP,
it is Harmonix.
It's Harmonix, man. So they do have a franchise that's well known. Is this like on every system? Is this just like across the board?
No, it's only on as far as I know, it's only on the Xbox One and the Xbox 360 because it's Kinect. It uses Kinect through and through.
Oh, okay.
At least that's all that they've announced for it. I didn't see any Wii U or PS3. I guess they could do it on there, but they're probably just going to focus on Kinect for now. And it might be like an exclusive, whatnot, etc. But it's weird because they're like, oh, we're going to have classical music and great artists such as Bruno Mars. What? Avicii. Oh, okay, that's kind of cool. And then they just like name some other like Nickelodeon, or not Nickelodeon, some like Disney Channel act. Oh, and they're gonna have different remixes for each song. Like they said that some remixes, like a chiptune remix.
I will go and make sure to play this when I.
It's going to be one of those games where coming out of E3, you're going to see videos of people looking like assholes playing it, and that's going to be why it gets a lot of that. It's got the whole Disney brand behind it as well. That's why it'll be big, and I hope it's entertaining. I hope it's fun, because I mean I've played Dance Central a couple hours. Like that was fun.
I love it.
It'll be good.
All right, Fantasia the game. Moving on. I can summarize this one in just a couple of sentences. Fable HD remake. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce a little gaming fact about djWHEAT. I think Peter Monalou is like one of the biggest gypsy scam artists that gaming has ever seen, and Fable is like the start of his of his scamming. A game that he promised all this cool shit and definitely didn't deliver. Well, guess what? It's going to be in HD now, so check it out.
Can I just... I'm so tired of this whole trend of HD remakes. I think that's all I'm going to say. Like, I'm tired of seeing press announcements of HD remixes of games. And I don't know if that's because I've already played them. I don't want to play them again HD. Like, I don't know. It looks, the screenshots that came out with it look HDified, and that's I won't be playing it. And it sucks that that's what is his studio called? Lionheart? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Lionheart. It sucks that if that's the only thing that's the only thing they're bringing to E3. Like, fuck. That's shitty.
That kind of sucks. Actually, I know that Fable is like a really
Lionhead. Sorry.
Lionhead, like
yeah, that's the name of his studio.
Lying Lionhead. Whoa, mind blown, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. You're right. Like, you know, like here's a better question, JP. Where the fuck's Milo, man? Okay, huh?
Dude, that came up last week on the TGS podcast. Like, what is Milo doing right now?
Well, you know what? He's probably been put into virtual child slave labor by Peter himself to make the next game. So there.
It's so funny that he went to that because last week Jesse Cox actually said that Peter Molyneux scrapped the idea, but now they work in the Lionhead offices as the Oompa Loompas with Milo's head on. And that's where he's at. They just made a bunch of clones.
That's classic. All right, what's this one? I actually have not read anything about this next one. Respawn Entertainment Game Leaks.
Yeah, so Respawn Entertainment, of course, the two kind of main people involved with creating, or I guess recreating the Call of Duty franchise. Of course, the people that left, their game got leaked because someone was on a Android PDF reader or something like that, and the new Game Informer image accidentally slipped in with pictures and information about it. It's called Titanfall. They don't really say what it is. They say it's going to be somewhat mech based, where you can control mechs as well as get out of your mech and fight. There's a lot of details that kind of aren't there, and obviously will be there at E3. I guess I'm excited. I just want to see what it actually is. It sucks that it got leaked.
Ooh.
What's that?
Game Informer points out how the Xbox One has 5 gigabytes of GDDR3 RAM available to devs, whereas PS4 has 8 gigabytes DDR5 RAM, and asks if that's a problem for Respawn. He says they're having trouble even using the 5 gigabytes efficiently with all the new architecture tricks. Yeah. Yeah. And so the PS4ology begins, ladies and gentlemen. Read that shit right there. I'm going to bold it for you. 8 is greater than 5.
Jesus Christ.
You know exactly what you got yourself into, man.
Yeah.
Just saying.
So I like that one of the highlights is smart glass integration. Like, how much did Microsoft pay them to say that, to fucking like make sure that buzzword was in there? Some level of Connect support.
Yeah, because no dev is actually
like,
walking around. Yeah.
Fuck, right. We got that smart. Can you put the character on there? We can like spin them around on the iPad. No.
Come on. Really?
Oh, and it's Windows 8. Right. God damn it. Like,
exactly.
That's the thought process. But yeah, we'll wait to see what the gameplay actually looks like, and I'm sure hopefully it's not just a CG trailer for that. But what's next week?
It sounds exactly like just another Hawken, so I'm not quite sure what to think. Well, Konami had a pre-E3 press conference where a couple of big things came out. Number one, Kiefer Sutherland, fucking God amongst men, is going to be the voice of Solid Snake, which made for a hilarious Twitter yesterday, JP.
Yeah.
As there were people like, messaging David Hayter like, "Hey man,
some of his tweets
I'm sorry to hear about it," while others were like doing the old, like, "Yeah, eat that, man, Jack Bowers."
Did you see he apparently changed his Twitter background to a picture of Kiefer Sutherland? Is that actually, like, I wonder if that's still there. I don't know if that was a rumor or what.
I don't know.
I don't know. I frankly don't care. Like, I'm glad that Kiefer's doing it, and I understand why. 'Cause it wasn't really a conference; it was just like a video that they released. But they're doing a lot more motion capturing with like the metal balls on the face, and so they needed like an actual actor instead of just a voice actor.
Which, if you said that to David, he would be like,
"Oh, he'd fucking like."
I'm an actual actor, you fuck face.
Yeah. And also how much more relevant or relevancy are they going to get by having Kiefer in the game as well? That's something that's good, I think.
Man. It's if you ever watched 24 before, like it's going to be amazing.
Day 9 got me started watching 24 about a week and a half ago, and I'm halfway through season 2.
Oh my God, it's going to be amazing.
Chloe. I have another 6.5 seasons. I'm very excited.
Trace back the IP address and tell me where the source of this EMP came from.
Exactly.
Damn it, Chloe.
So one of the other things that they talked about in the video they released was, of course, Lords of Shadow 2. Did you play the original one? Did you play the first one?
What?
Oh
my God. You mean a game that had one of the best fucking endings that this world has ever seen?
I agree. A lot of people hated it. They're very split on. I thought it was an awesome ending because if you don't know, we're just spoil it for you. They spoil it in the fucking trailer like a billion times. It's the first thing you see when the game gets brought up. Zobek, like one of the main characters in the game, comes through and he kicks what is now Dracula through like the stained glass window. The entire game is set back in medieval times. He gets kicked through the glass and it reveals to be modern day. This is the very end of the game after the credits roll.
Right.
Pretty awesome ending, and that's right where the game starts off.
That's that's all I have to. That's all I have to hear for them to take my $60.
There's a lot of flashback sequences apparently in the game that looked really cool. I don't know where they're really going with that, but one of them there's like this angelic guy that's in all golden armor that has like these twin swords that looks fucking awesome. Like
I can't wait, man.
The big thing that I pulled away from it is that they redid the graphics engine, and now the camera is free form. Like you control the camera this time.
Which was the biggest, right?
The biggest thing with the first
biggest
one.
Complaint, yeah.
And so that's really good to see. The trailer's really long. It's very cinematic. There's a lot of gameplay in it. I'll probably play it just because of the way they fixed the camera. I thought that was the biggest thing. It looks cool, man. Like I love my side-scrolling Castlevanias, but if they do this right, and it's better than the first one, which looked really good, and they said that the graphical improvements for this one look better, I'm excited. Other than that, there wasn't too much. They started off the video, and back on the topic of rhythm games, did you know that Dance Dance Revolution is in classrooms?
It doesn't surprise me.
And that there's like PE classes that have like 50 dance mats, and they're all playing Dance Dance Revolution from like a projector.
I think that's awesome.
And that's what they let off with that video. I thought it was pretty funny, but I mean, I've played a lot of Dance Dance in my life. You've played a lot of Dance Dance in your life.
I have.
I thought that was kind of cool. Like,
at least it wasn't as awkward as last year's where they had that rhythm.
That's why I watched it, Weed. I wanted to see the.
You wanted to see the crazy awkwardness.
Yeah.
All right, so to round up the E3 announcements, the Xbox One craziness. This might take a little while to kind of discuss, but JP, where
do you start, Weed? Where do you start?
Okay, let's just start with this. Let's just like rewind 1 second. We go back to the Xbox announcement. Everyone is like, "Oh my God, this is gonna be amazing! It's gonna be fucking awesome!" They're like, TV, Xbox, go home, TV. Okay, and then people like me are like, "All right, where's the games, guys?" And then there's the guys on Twitter. They're like, "Fuck you, wait for E3. Fuck you, fuck you." Yeah. I'm like, all right, whatever. So then I start hearing all these weird rumors of like, this is happening. We already knew about the always on stuff, so we suspected that was going to happen. Heard some weird shit about the Blu-ray drive being cheaper, so it can't even play 3D movies. All this other like weird shit. But then these announcements come out right before E3, and I think that's where we pick it back up.
Afternoon.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
well, even before that, and the reason these announcements came from Microsoft themselves was because after that conference, there were so many questions that were answered by a certain executive, and then Microsoft would release something that was completely counter opposite to what he just said. So many questions about what's going to be DRM. Is it going to be always online? Is the Kinect going to be watching me fucking jerk off because there's porn on my TV? Like, what? We want answers to these questions. They didn't give any answers. This thing comes out last night, and shit fucking just like started exploding onto the fan because of the the idiocy of this announcement, it is the most PR jargony marketing bullshit.
The world famous Robert Suba just gave me the bullet points to the Eurogamer. You do not own the games you buy; you license them.
Yeah.
Discs are only used to install and then license games and do not imply ownership. Sweet.
Yeah.
People can play games installed on your consoles whether you're logged in or not. 10 people can be authorized to play these games on a different Xbox One via the cloud, but not at the same time. Which it says similar to iTunes authorized devices, which is bullshit. Because I can fucking buy an app, download it to my 20 iDevices, and play the same app simultaneously all at the same time. So that's fucking horseshit. Publishers decide whether you can trade in your games and may charge for this. Publishers decide whether you can give your game to someone free.
It's such a dick move to be like, oh yeah, this is the publishers. Yeah, they're the ones that are going to decide all of this. Not us. We're making it for the publishers.
Does it kill... Or does it potentially harm Xbox sales? Or is it just a bunch of bullshit that is enough for us to yell about it, but not enough for people to actually not buy the console? Because honestly, what exclusives are Microsoft offering me that make me right? Because we don't know. We don't know. But I can tell you one thing.
This is fucking horseshit with the stuff that they're releasing. Like, you didn't even get to the good part. The part that your Xbox, there's multiple layers here. The Xbox always has to be connected to the internet. They use the word modern console a billion times in there, which I guess that's what that means.
Modern console.
The checks for that are every 24 hours, it has to connect to the internet on your own Xbox. If it doesn't, all of your games that are registered to that Xbox, because like you said, when you buy the disc, you install it, you never have to use the disc again because you're buying the license for that game. You cannot play those games until you connect to the internet again, Wheat.
I mean, I have a question. Like, if I don't own the game, if I'm never going to use the disc again, why print discs? Why fucking even
every game
them?
will be available digitally as well on day one. That's their...
You know what? Again, I'm going to have to give a point over to the PlayStation Store because not only they offer that shit digitally, but they give me a discount.
And yeah, they give it away for free sometimes.
And sometimes they do. But the discount is the most important because, right, if the disc means nothing, if I'm like literally buying fucking plastic.
I didn't even get to the good part yet, Wheat.
Oh, yeah?
So if you take your game, your disc, over to a friend's Xbox One, you put it in. If it's not connected to the internet, you can play for an hour before it locks you out. Like, I don't like what to even take this further. What do the people that are on military bases do? What are the people that are out in bumfuck nowhere who have shitty ass internet connections that are still on dial-up for some godforsaken reason?
Well, JP, they get a PS4.
Yeah, like I guess that's what.
And actually, Asian Headbanger does make a good. It does make like not everyone can just download. You know, you buy 5 games in a month, and that's like a shitload. So having the disc at least let you get it on there.
The other thing too is they state in this thing that on release, on launch day, renting games is not available. You cannot rent a game, which kills GameFly, kills Redbox, kills any type of renting, and you can't. Like, it's just...
you know what?
Guidelines that were actually... Or features for the Xbox One.
Yeah.
And there were restrictions. It was a list of restrictions, I
mean, dude, it's like... The renting thing... There's a part of my heart that's like, oh, it goes out to all those people that rent games. And then there's a part of my heart that's like, you know, who gives a fuck? I don't do it. Because you know what? Isn't it inevitable anyway? Like, isn't the cloud... the end game of everything digital? You know, like I realize things like the data cap, like there's always gonna be a reason to get a disc. But at the end of the day, if I could just fucking eliminate I like my Steam library. I'm okay with just a giant list of games signifying what I like my collection. You know, like I mean, game collection's getting smaller and smaller because I'm buying more shit digitally anyway. So there's a part of me that's like the rental thing, and not so much. I'm kind of laughing because Microsoft chose to be the bad guys here and do it first.
Yeah.
And that's the big thing. So.
The other, I'm trying to find the actual website. All I can just find is everyone talking about it. But the other features are that did you know if you have an Xbox One, up to 10 people in your family can play it? That's actually a statement from the fucking thing. Like, your family can pay the Xbox One if it's your Xbox and it's connected to the internet.
That's awesome. My cats. I got some good news, cats.
Ah, dude.
You're included under the 10 people. Oh, wait, no, it says no pets. Fucking Connect can see that shit. You're screwed. Yeah. Sorry.
Connect's going to see it, and then the laser that's installed inside a little optical device is going to fucking kill.
Oh, hold on. I just found out. I can pay 1,600 Microsoft points, and then it will detect your face. But I have to buy one for you, the black cat, and one for the multicolored cat. It's all good. It's great.
God damn it. It's just... So they released all of this to answer questions, Wheat. All they did was raise $1 billion more, and now they've canceled the roundtable after their conference. All one-on-one interviews have been killed. It's just... this is like... To steal from Reddit, this is the best marketing campaign that Sony's ever done, man.
Oh my God. I want to give a shout out to one of the subs in the chat too who just said, love this hate. Just wait for the PS4 conference to flop. It's like, dude, hold on. Sony's stock went up, I don't know.
He has a valid point because Sony may come out next week and announce all the same fucking shit. They may say the same exact thing.
They totally could. In fact, they might even be scrambling. They might be like, well, Microsoft just did it, but the thing is, like, I don't know how. You got to always remember, Sony is a Japanese company.
Sure.
Their mentality is not like, there are people renting a game. we must stop. They're not doing that shit. There's no one fucking doing that because everyone in Japan, I guarantee, is a collector. There's fucking no one, dude. So Sony's like, we don't give a fucking people rent. They'd rather, in fact, they'd probably rather push the cloud stuff, get into...
Sure. It will be very weird if all of the Sony execs that have been on Twitter and kind of saying like, oh, with that whole the hashtag bullshit that came out last week of the DRM free stuff, like they responded to that and they responded positively to it. And now if they're just like, yeah, it was just kind of fun for a week just shitting on Microsoft like everyone else. But... yeah, we're going to take the publisher and make sure that they get what they want. And then the funny thing, Weed, is now it falls on the publishers to announce what exactly these plans are. And you know what every other publisher except EA is going to do is wait for EA to announce that they're doing it.
Yeah.
And then they'll fall in right behind, probably.
Yeah, they probably will. They probably will. Well, I'm sure there'll be something to bitch at Sony about. But you know what? One thing we don't have to worry about bitching is Sony... Why do you have more RAM than the X-Bone? All right. All right, we got to move on. Our pacing fucking blows right now.
Fuck you, Microsoft. That was bullshit.
We've got a minute. We've got an hour 15 left. Okay.
Okay. Let's move on.
Number 2, the big 3 at E3. I'm not sure why we have the big 3 at E3, and then underneath we just like listed all the stuff that we're excited for.
No, I was like, how is he gonna spin this off?
I just realized that we could. All right, so let's go to the big 3 first, and then we'll go back to all that other shit we wrote in, and we'll do it quick.
Sounds good.
So okay, let's start with Microsoft since we're just talking. They're the first to go.
We want to see games.
We want to see games. That's all I want. You know what? Guess what? New Halo. Don't give a fuck.
Do not give any fucks.
Here are the fucks that I will be giving about.
Get the fuck. Stay out of E3.
Alan Wake gets a sequel. I might be in on that shit. Really like that game. Other than that, JP, Gears of War, no fucks given.
Yeah, fuck off.
Halo, no fucks given. So they have got to blow my mind with an exclusive, and that Quantic, whatever live action, I don't know that's doing it for me.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot about that. That's right.
Yeah, that one, because that one's exclusive.
I
And
mean,
no Call of Duty map packs is going to do it either.
fuck off, Call of Duty. You stay the fuck right out of E3. Titanfall, I think, is probably going to be their big exclusive, or maybe not even exclusive, just what they lead with, or potentially have as a big feature. I'm sure Battlefield 4. Well, no, Battlefield 4 would be in the EA conference actually, so that one could show up.
They're going to have new IPs. Now, I think I
They
heard
have to have
something.
some crazy shit.
I think I heard something where they were talking about, like something about eight new IPs is what I believe I had heard. All right.
Points or something.
Yeah. Now, I know that everyone wants their eyes light up like eight new IPs, but how many of them are like bullshit Connect fucking?
Oh my god.
We've got Connect aerobics, and that's considered a new IP.
Show, or sorry, if on the show I see a game where you're taking care of a dog in 1080p with the Connect being featured, I'm going to be so upset, and then I'm going to look for those GIFs on Twitter as soon as possible because it's going to be hilarious. I don't know what they have to just come out and be like, here's the craziest game of all time, and here's a gameplay trailer right now, or here's someone playing it in real time. Like,
here's what's crazy, JP. They don't okay. What big sequel could they come up with that would that makes it a buyer? Because I could probably name 5 for Sony, and that says a lot about this previous generation. Is that Microsoft has relied a lot on Gears of War and Halo. But really, aside from that, where is that next line of game? If someone says Kingdom Hearts 3, it would have to be something like that, something that we haven't seen on Microsoft before. That's just
they have to steal that.
But that's not going to happen because there's no way that they're going to try to push that on Japanese. It's going to be Final Fantasy 13 in Japan all over again.
Yeah.
So if PS4 releases fucking Uncharted 4 or talks about that, it's insta win. I'm in. There's a lot of. I'm having a hard time finding that on the other side.
They have to come out with new games. They can't mention fucking TV. They can't mention ESPN. They probably will. If they have games that are too Connect heavy, there's every hardcore gamer that doesn't give any fucks about that. They just have to come out and drop some fucking bombs, dude.
Yeah.
Especially with what happened last night, because people Xbox marketing needs to get people to forget what happened last night. And if they don't, fucking give me a PS4, man.
Yeah.
Right now. I'll buy it. I'll go fucking pre-order that shit.
Sony is going to be the last to go on Monday. And they are quoted as going to showcase more than 40 games across the PS4, PS3, and PS Vita. Now, JP, as a Vita owner, I am just as excited for anything they could and will hopefully announce for the Vita, or even cross-platform, because PlayStation All-Stars on the Vita is amazing. I'd like that. My Vita feels very neglected. Even with the PlayStation Plus free shit, which has been great, it's the reason I turn it back on.
It's been cool.
That system has not even begun to get tapped into. So obviously I'm excited for PS4, but Vita is a big second right there.
Yeah, I think that the PS4 conference that we already saw, a month ago, maybe a little bit more than that, that was awesome. They focused on the games. They talked a little bit about the hardware, which was cool, but the games that they showed, I was super excited about. They talked about the fact that indie devs are focus for them. Indie games are a focus for them. That's awesome because we get to see some crazy new game ideas that we haven't seen before. I think that they announced that there's going to be at least a new trailer for The Last Guardian. I think.
Oh my God! Is it just going to be PS4 then?
I don't know, and I hope that someone in the chat can clarify it, because I want to say that I'm right in that. It might just be some wishful thinking, but if they come out and be like, and now here's some gameplay from The Last Guardian, someone in the crowd will just fucking everyone in the crowd will go ape shit.
Guess what? It's available for rental right now. Go out there and buy it. Or rent it, whatever.
Yeah.
And then all the Microsoft guys are like, fuck.
Okay, so all they said was that it would be there. They didn't say that they would have an actual trailer. So that means that it's going to be there in some fashion.
Okay.
And to me, I am more interested right now in that than anything that Microsoft has talked about or shown. So, I mean, to me, like, and the fact that Sony's going last on Monday, like, what does that mean for... Because E3, you know, it's usually spaced out over the 3 days or 2 days.
Right.
Last year, I think it was 2. This day, it's all Monday. It's just nonstop press conferences back and forth.
Right.
And with Sony going last, that's going to be the last thing that people leave Monday with. Like, they're set up to fucking knock it out of the park.
Yeah,
right
with
now.
Destiny too, as well. That was on
Destiny's
my list
gonna
of
be
things
shown.
that I'm looking forward to checking out.
Gameplay's going to be shown for that. So.
Well, real quickly then, the Nintendo, because we'll go back and we'll focus on some of the things that we're actually really excited about from the big three. But Nintendo not having, they're doing their Nintendo Direct,
Right.
and that is on June 11th, the first day of Nintendo. So they're not doing a big conference like they have in the past, but they're still doing like a stream with game trailers, interviews, like their own kind of produced thing.
And you know what's scary, Wheat,
What?
is with, I don't know if it's scary, if it's just like, I can't believe this is the world we live in. With all this, what the hell was that? All this, that was scary for sure. It scared the shit out of me. All this shit that it's been coming out from Xbox One and all that, like, the Wii U looks kind of cool right now, man.
Dude, I got to say, JP,
It looks pretty good.
all right, like I don't have it over near me anymore.
I've got,
But,
yeah,
like,
mine's got dust all over it.
Let me. This is how much of a hater I am, right? So Wii U, right? I go over, I pick up that fucking big ass controller because I have to do something with it. I like have to link a Club Nintendo account or some shit like that for Mini Wheat so we can like earn some fucking shoelaces or some shit like that.
Sure.
So I leave it over here and I'm like, oh, let me turn this thing on and put it. And then like the next thing I know, I'm playing Lego City Underground on the thing, and I'm like,
It's kind of cool.
it's kind of fucking sweet, man. This thing feels good in my hands, you know.
I bought Metroid for 30 cents, and I was playing it in bed the other day on my fucking
and so
controller.
I'm like, God, this is really good. And like, I see I played some of the Nintendo Land stuff with them.
Yeah.
That shit's pretty clever, dude. Like, it's pretty awesome when we're playing the like chase the dude, and I can see Minnie's face, and he's all like, ah, on the screen and shit as he's running away. It's well done. Like, I have found a really kick-ass way to not only connect with my kid, but the technology's fucking cool, man.
Yeah.
Just needs some games.
It needs some games. And with EA saying in the press conference last year that they were having so many games out, and now you don't see any mention of it whatsoever, I kind of feel like that EA is now going to go, and all the big publishers, the reason there's no third-party titles on the Wii U is because they're all going for this PS4, Xbox One, where they can have this protection of the used game bullshit, and they can kind of dictate to the rest of the world what games are going to be, because Nintendo is probably like, we don't fucking have any of that technology. Like, what? All right, I guess we'll start first.
But what they do have, I think that they do have a unique technology in the screen stuff. Like,
it's good for sure.
It's good. They just need to figure out how to sell me. You know, like they sold me and playing with my kid.
Right.
Now they need to sell me as a gamer. So that's the big thing for me at E3 with Nintendo.
Yeah. And Nintendo's looking good. I mean, I was not excited for them. Everyone was making fun of them when they pulled out of not having a conference. Everyone thought like, well, Nintendo's going to be they're going the way of Sega with the Dreamcast, and I don't think that's true anymore. And I'm not even a Nintendo fanboy by any means. Like, I hated the Wii. I thought it was complete garbage. I enjoyed a couple of the first party games, but
pretty much the same.
It's looking good now. So, what are you most excited for, Wheat?
So I'll just go through real quick. I actually do believe that we will see a Final Fantasy VII remake or something. I feel like.
Do you want that?
I don't necessarily care for a remake. If they do some sort of like continuation or bring back a character or focus or do something like, I want something that is reminiscent of Final Fantasy 7, 8, or 9. Like I know a lot of people regard 10 as being really good, but I see where 10 to me is where they started to get really stale. Like after that, like 10 was decent, but after that it was like all 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, just remass. I want something more like 7, 8, or 9. I don't care what it is. I'd love it to be next generation. After Ni no Kuni, you know, like
God, I love that game.
To see what what you can do with just an engine that's really impressive. Like,
yeah,
I'm ready for it. Like, I am ready to dump the time in. But I'm most excited to see any games that will define the new generation of consoles. Like, I want a title that says, fuck you, old generation. Like, your fucking shitty graphics. Like, this is what people have been waiting for the last 7 years. And maybe it's Destiny. I don't know. That game looks amazing. I'm really excited for Beyond Two Souls. And then, obviously, I'm down for the Metal Gear Solid 5. So I want to see more about that. And I just want new IPs.
That's the biggest thing too, man. And I think that we can agree on the majority of the games, but I just want to see new shit. I fucking hate Gears of War 7, Halo 4, like GTA 5 I'm actually really excited for, but stop making new fucking games, damn it. Or stop making old fucking games. Like, I want to see new shit.
I know what you mean.
Just some other games that I'm pretty excited for. The Xenoblade HD that was announced in like their weird conference thing. What do they call Nintendo Directs?
Yeah,
they did that
Directs.
A couple months back. It wasn't called anything. It was called the Monosoth Lift, whatever the fuck that company's called. HD looks awesome because I loved Xenoblade. I thought that game was fantastic. It wasn't HD, which is the only flaw. That looks pretty cool. The Smash trailer has been confirmed to be shown. That will probably have a lot of hype around it. Soul Suspect is a game that was not on my radar at all. And did you play Ghost Trick for the DS from Capcom?
No. Oh! I was gonna read it. Sorry. No, I didn't. But I know about that game.
So basically, Soul Suspect is like a fully 3D realized HD game with the same kind of theme to it.
Okay.
It's made from Airtight Games, people that made Quantum Conundrum, which was an alright game. Dark Void had a lot of hype to it. Didn't quite deliver. I think it was like a 6 or 7 game on the rating scale. But Soul Suspect looks cool. I'm excited to see that. There's I think like a 2-minute trailer over on IGN. They're excited for it too, so you can go check that out. In line with new IPs, I don't want to see fucking first-person shooter games. I'm tired of them. I'm tired of fucking first-person games.
I mean, give me a good, like, fun, competitive one. But yeah, I'm tired of first-person shooter games and stories as well. Yeah.
If I can get, and maybe I'm just like, if I can get another Journey or something similar to that, or if I can get, I don't know, anything else that's not a first-person game that's a new IP, I'm already probably into it. I'm already interested.
Right.
You've already got me interested. I'm so tired of just shitty first-person games. Fuse, perfect example. It came out a week and a half or 2 weeks ago, a week ago.
Right, and it's just such
it was
cookie
dog shit.
cutter. Yeah.
I hated it. I didn't, zero interest. So,
all right, well,
that's what I've got.
Let's do this. We're almost to break time, a really quick break. So let's make a quick comment about Ubisoft and EA conferences. That'll wrap up the our 3 bits, and then we'll go and hopefully accomplish 5 after that, after the break. So Ubisoft, I got like 4 words. Actually, like 5 maybe. I don't know. Beyond Good and Evil 2 is really all I care about. Yep. Ubisoft will probably have...
Hold on. Watch Dogs. You got to remember Watch Dogs.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
No, I mean, like, Watch Dogs, it's already on my radar, no pun intended.
Yeah,
I'm all over it. But, like, I know I'm going to see it, JP. I already seen
That's
it.
true.
We saw it at Sony. I know I'm going to see it. So,
yeah.
like, am I excited for it? Yeah. But Beyond Good and Evil 2. Like, please, for the love of God, you know, I don't need another Shoot Mania demonstration. Guys,
oh my God! If they do that
Just
shit
Dance
again,
30. I need fucking Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Ubisoft, I think, had the best conference out of everyone last year. If I remember how I felt last year around E3, but I think Aisha Tyler's going to be hosting it again. I hope their fucking president comes out because I love listening to that guy talk. Yves Guillemot, I think is how you say his name. He's always a riot to have in the conferences. Game-wise, I'm probably most looking forward to Watch Dogs from them, only because I know it's going to be there. Last year, I think they stole the show with Watch Dogs. I think that was the most talked about, most hyped game coming out of E3.
Sure.
They do something like that again. Fucking Ubisoft, man. Keep dominating. And if they do a Shoot Mania thing again, I'm going to be pissed. I'm going to be real pissed.
Yeah. I just remember Ubisoft's conference last year being like, again, just kind of weird and uncomfortable. And
maybe we'll see a new Rainbow Six. I mean, we haven't seen one of those in a while, haven't they? I think that's been kind of
I don't know.
touted as something we'll see.
Is. They still own that franchise? I don't know. Over on EA, really quickly, because of some people that are going to be, I give two shits about that. Because of some people that are going to be broadcasting over on Twitch, there are going to be a couple of surprises from EA. I don't think on the AAA level, but think about like on more like a mid-level. And
that's good.
Yeah,
New IPs,
existing, different takes on IPs. Let's just say.
All right,
but yeah, I just know about a couple of things that they're going to be doing over there. I think it'll be. I mean, they're going to have the same shit. I'm hoping that it's some of this other kind of cool and creative stuff they've got going on from all. I mean, think about how many studios are under EA now.
There's definitely a lot.
There's a fuck ton. So
EA will lead with Battlefield. They'll follow it up with Madden. Those two you can definitely see there. Battlefield 4, the new Madden. Well, I should just kind of take Madden back and say EA Sports will be there. That'll be a big feature. Battlefield multiplayer, I think, has already said they're going to be revealed.
Yeah, definitely will be.
Who knows what else? I'm fucking excited, man. I want Monday to be here already. I'm gonna have my popcorn, giant fucking bag, get some pajama pants, and just sit there and watch the conferences for like 12 hours straight or some nonsense.
It's gonna be pretty crazy. It will be crazy. All right, well, let's say we take a quick break. When we come back, we'll go over our final 5 bits. Wrap up the show. Thanks for joining us for the pilot of 8 bits. When we return, we'll be talking about our E3 predictions, even though we've already mentioned a few. But join us. We'll be back with more right after this. Don't go away.